Welcome back to another video, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're gonna try to level this thing out. The truck is leaning by 1 inch towards the driver's side up here in front, and I promise it's not because I'm fat. Well, maybe it's got something to do with it, but I don't think it's that. I've seen a lot of 389s and they don't have this block right here. It's not flat, it's like a wedge, almost like a caster wedge, but a lot bigger. So yeah, we're gonna remove this and let the leaf spring sit on the axle. On the other side, we're gonna remove this, but we're gonna install this riser. It's 1 inch, and that way the truck will sit somewhat level, more level than it is right now. So let's get to it. All right, first thing that I need to do is take off this U-bolt and go get some new U-bolts from inland. All right, now you're gonna use a hammer to hammer these out. Well, just one of them right now. And then a pry bar. There it is. Right, so on the other side, we're gonna be able to have the same length, but on this one, they're gonna need to be 1 inch longer because we are adding, well, maybe not, yeah, 1 inch longer because we are adding the spacer, yeah, by 1 inch exactly. And plus I have this shit. Don't even ask what that is, man, but I'll tell you, it's a it's a waste of money. It's a safety plus stabilizer. So it's like a big shock that's supposed to stabilize your steering wheel, but it doesn't really do anything. It was just a waste of $760. All right, we got those U-bolts from the inland. Now we can take this other one off. On the driver's side, we're working, no, passenger side. We're working on passenger side first. And now we're gonna hammer it out. All right, now the pry bar. Maybe I should have taken the shock off. There it is. All right, now we're gonna jack up the spring. The way that I get the air to my bottle jack is through this airline right here. Plug it into a red airline from the tractor and release the tractor brake. No, trailer brakes. Release the trailer brakes. Do not release the truck brakes. All right, good. Looks like whoever put this caster wedge in here, it wasn't me, because I've had a few alignments done after I put the leaf springs in. I put the caster wedge in the wrong way. A little bit more. Oh, come on, fucking bastard. More. Oh, there it is. You gotta get it up so that it clears this notch right here. All right, now now we're gonna put a caster wedge down here and lower it so that that pin right there goes into that center hole right there on the axle. Let's see how that's gonna go. All right, let's lower this jack down and hope for the best, man. Because if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't line up, we're gonna have to shift the front axle forward or backwards. Wait a minute. Gotta jack you back up a little bit. Okay, yeah, put the caster wedge in there. Now let's lower it. Okay, I don't know if the pin's gonna go in because fucking hell. Damn. Well, there's only one way to find out. See, it's not sitting down. See all that gap? Because over there on the other side, there's that wedge that we took off. That's just like that. Let's put those old U-bolts on and tighten it down just to make sure that, not all the way though, because we're gonna mess up our bushings in the leaf spring. I got the U-bolts over here on this side. I had to use the new ones because for some reason these old ones, there's too much separation right here for it to go into the holes right there, but we got it. We got the new ones on, but we're not gonna torque it down. We're just gonna run it down with Mr. Milwaukee and see if that pin in there is gonna line up to that centering hole on the axle over here. Sure freaking hope it does, but I guess we'll see. You know, the socket is not deep enough, really. Fucking hell. Shit. Well, now the U-bolts are too long since I took that big ass wedge out. It's okay. At least I know that centering pin is lining up to the axle. We can always cut the U-bolts down. Yes, sir. All right, now let's go do that other side over there, driver's side. Thank God for Mr. Milwaukee, man. All right, now the front two. All right, then we're gonna put this spacer in, but first I'm gonna put the spacer here just so that if this jack gives out, the leaf spring doesn't crush my fingers between the axle and springs. This right here This is a dowel pin or centering pin. So it goes right here. Come on, buddy. Okay, there it is. Now we have to beat it in a little bit. I'm gonna get a baby hammer. Alright, that's a baby hammer. Oh, come on. I think we might need to raise it up more. Dang. Okay. I'll put this one here just for the safety of my fingers. Oh, buddy. This is gonna be hard to beat in, I'm telling you. Freaking hell, man. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, we're gonna put it like that, and then we're gonna lower the spring on it, and then this centering pin might drive that one in down there. Might. I don't think it will. Oh, damn, I flipped the jack around. Shit. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Fucking hell, man. Ah, shit. When I was jacking it up, this shit from the jack moved this axle forward. Well, now we're gonna have hell of a time with this freaking bastard. Shit, man. Nope, 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 nope. That's not what we want. Fuck. Well, I finally got the pin to go in, but my stupid ass drove it in all the way. I got that pin on the leaf spring to center onto that one, and I just lowered the jack onto it, and yeah, it went in all the way. So now we have a big ass fucking problem. We're gonna have to take the whole fucking leaf spring off in order for me to try to get that out. So yeah, man, very fucking fun, I'm telling you. Alright, so here's what's going on. I took this centering bolt out that goes through the spring on the bottom. I took it off. Now I'm gonna let the spring down, and this hole will align with this pin that went in there. and I'm gonna drill a hole in it, put a screw in it, and try to pull it out that way. I don't think it's gonna work, man, but hey, I want to try it, see what happens. Stay tuned. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take the whole leaf spring off right here. Not gonna record me taking it off because I already have a video about replacing these leaf springs. If you want to know, you can go and search it up. So it's almost dark, I gotta hurry up. Alright, got the spring off. Now we have all this room. Should have done this in the first place, man. Should have done this in the first place. Should have done it the proper way. Taken a leaf spring off and then put a stupid centering pin right there. But it is what it is, man. Live and learn. Learn from my mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. So you don't look like a moron here doing this shit. Alright, so here's what I'm doing. I'm drilling it out slowly with drill bits. And I think we should have it out pretty soon, you know. At least I hope so. What a freaking mess I created, man. See if we can get it out. Come on. Please come on, buddy. Okay, it snapped in half. Please, buddy. Freaking bastard. Ah, you're gonna come out. Okay, there's a big chunk. Come on, buddy. Come on, please. Oh, there it is. Fucking hell, man. Alright. Where there's a will, there's a freaking way, bruh. Hell yeah. Hell freaking yeah, man. Alright, so I think we're done for today. We're gonna put that spring in the back of the pickup, clean all this shit up. I'm gonna put a jack right there so it touches the frame. I'm gonna lower the, or jack stand rather. I'm gonna lower the jack, and we're gonna go home and we're gonna get a couple new pins tomorrow morning from Peterbilt. They're gonna bring it here, so I don't have to go all the way to O'Fallon. Man, when a simple freaking job turns into a big ass mess, bro. Not too happy about it. Should have disconnected my freaking drag link, but it is what it is, bro. Fuck it. Alright, there it is. We're gonna leave it like that so that it doesn't sit on this thing all night. You know, what if somebody comes here and wants to steal this shit? They can just untwist that and steal the whole thing. The truck would fall over, so you never freaking know, man. So it's a lot better this way. So, hells yeah, man. Hells freaking yeah. Oh man, I should have done. It's like taking this freaking leaf spring off for me since I've done it, you know, before. It's like 15 freaking minutes. I swear to God, man. 15 minutes, bro. Okay, 30 minutes. Let's not exaggerate. Come on, 15 minutes, dumbass. 30 minutes, I swear to God, max, man. I can take the whole freaking thing off, you know. Okay, 45 minutes because I gotta take the freaking bumper off. But you know what I mean. It's pretty stupid asshole. It's pretty pretty quick, you know, once you've done it before. So all right, let's clean the shit up. All right, we are back over here in my shop, aka the public street. Got the truck jacked up. These were delivered to me from TLG Peterbilt this morning. I also got this one from Freightliner to test it out, but it's too loose. So, but basically that's the come on. This is what's gonna happen. This one, we're gonna hammer this one in there properly this time. Then this one is gonna go like that. It's gonna go on top of that pin. A caster wedge, and then the leaf spring is gonna sit right here with that centering bolt in there. and yeah, we'll see what happens, man. They delivered these to me this morning, today, from O'Fallon. TLG Peterbilt. I don't think I'm gonna be able to nail this one in here straight, or not nail, hammer. I mean, it's not a freaking nail, bruh. Smack my camera. Nice job, moron. Break it even more than it's already broken. I think I'll put some of this grease in here. Maybe it'll slide in there easier. You know, you always gotta make sure that the hole is greased before you slide it in. Oh, it looks like it's going in. Okay, that's as far as we want it in here. And then this bad boy is gonna sit on top of it. Alright, so the leaf spring is in, but didn't tighten it yet. And now we're gonna take this block, and it says right here, top front. So you gotta put it on like that. And then the caster wedge, thick part backwards. Thick fart. Alright. Just like that. Now let's lower it down slowly. See what happens. Hopefully it's positive, and hopefully it's nothing negative. But let's find out. Alright, looks like that leaf spring pin is gonna go in. I just had to move the axle forward. Whenever you remove U-bolts and you jack up this so that the spring is off the axle, you can just move this back and forth with ease. So let's keep lowering it down slowly. Alright, got everything almost put together, but took some measurements, and now the motherfucker sits 1 inch higher on this side. It was 1 inch lower than the other side, and everything was the same. But now whenever I put that riser in there, it's, you know, 1 inch lower over there, 1 inch higher over here. But before, does that make sense? Everything was the same before this. Now I took that other wedge over there completely out, and I put a flat one here, and now the motherfucker is sitting higher right here. Oh my god, man. Alright, I'm driving this blue bastard right now, and it's I don't know, man. The alignment is fucked up. Well, of course, every time you change something about suspension, you're gonna need alignment. So, and like the steering wheel, it's like very, very sensitive. I think it's because of lack of caster, because I took those wedges out. But I don't freaking know, man. I don't know, man. But let's go pay a visit to my friend over here, Bill at Perry Legend Collision Repair in Columbia. See what he says. See what's going on. What we can do. All right. Let's go see if we can find a bill. If we can find this bill. It's not Bill Clinton, I promise. Perry Legend Collision Repair Centers. They work on semis, buses, RVs, and boats. Let's go find this dude. This guy's got a lot of knowledge, man. I'm gonna see if he wants to be on camera. Educate all of you guys, including myself. Bill, what's up, buddy? All right.
I don't know. We're gonna find out, I guess.
Let's show the expert, ladies and gentlemen. This guy right here, he said I was, after the alignment at his shop, he said I was gonna get a 7 miles to the gallon, and I did. I showed you guys the fuel consumption. All right, I'll tell you what I did, Bill. Well, let me grab one of the wedges real quick, and I'll show you what was in there before. So, I had this thing. It's like a wedge.
Yeah.
It was right here on both sides. My truck is leaning to this side by 1 inch. I measured that on a flat ground.
Right.
So
you added the spacer because
I took both of these out.
Right.
On both sides, and I put a spacer right there.
Okay.
But now, for some fucking reason, it's 1 inch higher on this side than on the other side.
Because you have nothing on the other side right now?
No.
Okay.
Just the caster shim.
These are basically, they're different thicknesses, and typically they're put in by the factory so that when the springs get tired, okay, because you're constantly torquing to the right. Every time you hit the throttle, you torque right.
Okay.
So that spring is going to get tired before this spring does.
Okay.
All right, so when that happens, okay, you put in a bigger spacer on that side and it levels it up. Okay.
But the truck was leaning on this side by 1 inch. Now it's leaning on that side.
But you've changed what you've done here.
Yeah.
Okay. What is that twice as big as this?
No, I had two of these. One of this side, one on this side, one on the other side. Everything was the same. So now I took this one off from both sides, and I just have a spacer right here that's flat. It's not a wedge like that one. So I thought, because it was leaning on this side by 1 inch, if I take everything out, make it, level, and then I will put that space.
You took caster away.
Okay.
Okay. You see how this is a wedge?
Yeah.
Okay. That's caster. That's what makes the front of the tire lead the top of the tire. The bottom leads the top. It's the caster. That's that wedge.
So that's why the truck is riding like shit right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But these are also for caster. These aluminum, right?
That's nowhere near what this was. Okay. You see this?
Yeah.
How much of a wedge this is?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've put in a very little wedge.
Very little, yeah. That's why it's kind of squirmy. Real squirmy.
The steering wheel doesn't want to come back straight.
Yep, he does not.
Okay, that's what happens when you take caster away.
So I have to put those back in?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we probably ought to look at it again.
Yeah, do alignment. Okay,
Yeah.
100% we will. Well, you want to explain to people about the fuel mileage?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah.
All right. Typically, most of your fuel is going to be used to move the truck down the road. If the differentials are fighting each other, if you don't have the proper caster up front, if your toe in, toe out is not correct, then you're creating resistance.
They're going to be fighting each other.
They're going to be fighting each other and creating resistance. The more resistance you have, the more throttle you have to put in it. Once you get the alignment done well, and you lose that resistance, you're going to find that you're going to have to put a little more brake in it to slow down because the truck wants to roll all on its own.
Okay.
And then as you go down the road and you're a truck driver and another truck driver passes you, then you hear flop, 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 either on his drive wheels or on his trailer. That's indicative of a bad alignment. What you have is one axle's trying to take a right and the other axle's trying to go forward. And as that axle tries to go right, the tire is taking a right, taking a right, taking a right, and then the sidewall says, no, you're not, no, you're not.
Okay.
And that's where you get the flop sound. And then the faster the flop, the more out of alignment it is. And that's why in the summertime, when it's warm out, hot out, you get to see a lot of full alligators on the ground because the alignment is so bad that it reverses the vulcanization process of when they glue that tire tread to the casing, and the tire gets so hot that it just comes unglued.
It explodes.
And you see the dead alligator, and then down the road a couple miles you'll see the casing blow apart.
Yep.
If you see the casing with the tread on it, that's a bad casing. If you see a whole alligator without a casing, then that's a bad alignment.
Makes sense. And I went from what, 5.7 to 7 miles to the gallon.
Yes, that's a 23% increase.
You guys know how much that is? I mean, that's a lot of money. Perry Legend Collision Repair, Columbia, Missouri. They'll pull you in one of them bays right there where that RV is and get the alignment done. So I've had like 25 alignments, as a lot of you guys know, and this is the best alignment I've done. And I promise he's not paying me to say any of this. So I'm just here, you know, making a video showing you guys the ropes. So, all right, well, I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit after we figure something out. So, well, I'm sure everybody appreciates the information, Bill. So thank you, buddy.
You're welcome.
All right, so spent like an hour or more there in the office with Bill, talking to him. And man, that guy is full of freaking knowledge, I'm telling you guys. And unfortunately, this riser that I got from TLG Peterbilt, I wasted $88 on that thing. Well, nobody's fault but mine. It's not gonna work. It's too high. So now I'm gonna go up here to this Hummer. I know that guy, Carlton. I used to hang out with him. He's in the Army. So thank you for your service, Carlton, my friend. I used to hang out with that guy. He went off to be a doctor in the Army, and my dumbass went off to drive a stupid semi-truck. So yeah, I'm gonna get a couple different shims made out of aluminum down here. This steel supplier. I'm gonna get one that's 1/4 inch thick and another one that's 1/2 inch thick, and we're gonna try to level the truck out that way. So let's see what happens. All right, so we're back at my shop, aka the public street, at a different location. We're gonna go ahead and put these back in there. Bill said, which totally makes sense, some trucks don't need this because their axles come out of factory with enough caster. Mine obviously did not, so this wedge, it needs to be on there. And over here on the driver's side for my lean, we're gonna use this that I just bought from that metal yeah, don't say anything about my freaking nails, man. Of course I know they're dirty. These are working man hands, bruh. But gonna drill some holes in here like that, so that, you know, this can fit through there or whatnot. We're gonna make something work, man. We're gonna make something work, buddy. I already loosened up these U-bolts, took the nuts off. Now we're just gonna run the air and raise the leaf springs up and slide this back in there like it was. And on the other side, we're gonna put this in there and that. Basically, the way that I have it set up right now, without those wedges, the truck is pretty much undrivable. It is like so unstable going down the road, it's not even funny. So let's fix that. Okay, we got that in there. Not a caster wedge. Well, they're both caster wedges. Caster shim. Alright, so we're gonna have to drill some holes right here. Where is that? So right here we're gonna have to drill a hole for this pin to go through, and then we're gonna drill another one right there. So I already measured. I left my drills in my other shop, aka the public street, and I came to a different shop. And yeah, I gotta wait for them drills. My son's gonna bring it. Thank God, I got a freaking servant now, bruh. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. Hells yeah, my friend. I mean, my son. Okay, you're a little bit too far away, buddy. Back up, motherfucker. Come on, keep her coming. Come on, come on. Okay, that's good.
Alright, let's try this. Yeah, put some gloves on in case this thing wants to spin. Wanted to cut my fingers. Said this is already marked, and I put a hole in here with the punch. And now we can go. Alright, this hole is drilled. Now we're gonna drill one right there. We just gotta mark it real freaking nice. You know what I'm saying? Alright, got both holes drilled out. Let me just check. That's how it goes. And there it is. Just like that. And now we're gonna put this on there, and this little piece will go into that front hole right there, and that pin will slide and go right into that hole. Just gotta jack up the truck a little bit more. Okay, there it is. Now let's lower this fucker down and hope for the best. Hope that the holes align at the top pin. Hold on. There it is. Hell yeah, buddy. Now we're gonna take some measurements and see if it's good, if it's lined up. Okay, gotta jack it up again because I forgot to put a caster shim. That one right there. Okay, so now it's not perfect, but it's better than what it was. It's only half-inch difference, half-inch lean towards the driver's side, but it is what it is, man. That's the best we can get it. I could put more in there, bigger shim, that aluminum, but then there's too big of a gap between the tire and the fender right there, and we don't like that. So we'll just leave it like it is and call it good for now. So yeah, look how freaking ugly this thing is without the bumper. Hell yeah, buddy. Well, we did everything that we set out to do. Fortunately, it took a long time, a lot longer than I imagined, but it is what it is, man. Shit happens, you know. Kind of turned into a nightmare, to be honest with you, but it's alright. Now after I put that fucking shim right there, there's a lot bigger gap here, but at least it's not leaning as bad as it did. So I think we gotta fix that. I think the frame is jacked up. When I was down in Houston, what's his name, Devin, he said it's jacked up. Said it's leaning to that side. I was like, no shit, buddy. I already knew that, but yeah, he took them like, damn, man, it's not his fault, you know, it's the guy that does estimates. It took him like, man, like 5 months to get me that estimate. Finally, I had to call him like 5 freaking different times, you know. And we're gonna start working hard, man. Try to make this money and go down there and get this frame straightened out. So, but anyway, that's gonna be it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. It is much appreciated. Here you have opportunity to learn something, learn from this dumb moron's mistakes, so that you don't turn out to be a dumb moron and create mistakes just like I did. So all right, thank you everybody. Take it easy, stay safe out there.